Hey, it's William from the Zombie Star, and this week in comics, we're actually talking about books that released this week. I know, I'm just as surprised as you are. We got one number one and some follow-up issues that I'm still just really excited for, and are just some hard recommendations. Let's get started. So for our number one this week from Marvel Comics, we got Demon Days Mariko by none other than Peach Momoko, written and illustrated by Peach Momoko. If you know anything about the Zombie Star, you know that I'm a huge Peach Momoko fan. Anything that she does, I try to collect and really try to talk about. We did talk about Demon Days X-Men number one a while back, as this is really an anthology series, which is why each of them is going to come with a number one, as they are standalone stories that exist within a connected universe. Demon Days, which I'm now calling, is really just like this infusion of old Japanese folklore within the Marvel universe. It's really just this beautiful mashup, and with Peach Momoko doing the artwork, both on the main covers and inside the comic book, this is something really special and really different, and really stands apart from anything that Marvel is currently running. Mariko tells a story of a young girl who's afflicted and haunted by visions and nightmares involving demons, and she's trying to kind of figure out the mysteries behind this affliction and unlock a lot of the mysteries of her past. I really love how this story of this narrative really includes a lot of mystery, even some horror elements that I think were kind of cool. And while the narrative is inspired and does really focus on demons, or with Japanese folklore known as Oni and myths and legends of Oni, one of the most appealing things about what Peach Momoko is doing here is the inclusion of characters that are inspired, and of course her artwork is inspired by actual Marvel characters. In Demon Days, X-Men Demon Days, obviously a lot of the characters were inspired by some X-Men characters, but even Hulk and Spider-Man and Wolverine. Here I feel some of the characters are inspired by Shriek, and even characters like Moon Knight. And one surprise character that I thought was just really cool and very fitting for that character, as I can see that character in that light. Demon Days Mariko by Peach Momoko. This is really a lot of fun, and really kind of just a breath of fresh air for Marvel. If you really are just kind of just reading the same old thing from Marvel, which I think they're doing everything that they can to be fresh and to put out some authentic material and some original material, but I think this is really just at the top of that list. And we have variants galore, so check this out. This was our standard cover done by Peach Momoko. Absolutely beautiful. You're gonna have to forgive me about the artists here. I do not know who did these variants, but check out how many we have. That was a standard, and I don't know its variant A, B, but I'm just loving how diverse this book is, how vibrant it is, and just how beautifully drawn it is by every artist that's involved with it. Obviously, one of my favorite artists, and I think just one of the best in the business, in my opinion, is Peach Momoko. But these covers are just so cool. And since they are number ones, I would assume that each issue is going to come with quite a few variants, and I have no problem trying to collect every single one of them. No incentives, we just had variants. Demon Days, Mariko by Peach Momoko. This is really, really cool. So for Marvel Comics this week, we saw the release of Alien issue number 4. Since we have not seen anything from the Alien franchise really since Alien Covenant, and we haven't seen anything screen-wise, whether big screen or series, from Disney or Marvel since their acquisition, Alien from Marvel Comics is really the only thing that's currently running that is within the lore and within, or actually extended universe to the film franchise, but is very closely related and is very much inspired by it. Which is why I really feel that this is just a very sincere attempt and an authentic kind of experience for any Alien fans or anyone who's really looking for any filler before we get to any form of show or film that may be in production. I know that Ridley Scott is already attached to several projects, both movie and series, but that's still yet to be released or any real announcements to be made. So Alien from Marvel Comics is really what's currently running, and I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm enjoying it. Issue 4 really gets it going with just a full-on assault on xenomorphs, as I think it's pulling a lot of inspiration from Aliens, which really gets the Space Marine Commando going, and really is more action-based. So I really love that this issue started out with a kind of alien, that feel of Nostromo, where that alien is stalking the crew members from dark corridors and these claustrophobic settings. It incorporates that, but as it continues, it's really paying homage to a lot of these different elements that the films had as the films evolved. Also extended lore and learning about xenomorphs. There's something that I didn't know about xenomorphs that happens to a person when they get, I don't know, when that alien is like gestating inside them. If you read it, you know what I'm talking about. I was like, that's kind of cool, and it does make sense for a lot of things that occurred in previous films that maybe we didn't fully understand. So again, closely related to the films, and if you are a fan and you're wondering whether this isn't whether it's a worthy read coming from Marvel and that Disney acquisition, I completely understand if there is any hesitancy to get into or get invested in the Alien comic. I really got to say it's a lot of fun to read, and it's and it's an honest attempt to really bring you a authentic, just alien feel for a comic book. Art-wise, again, pulling on really catering towards a more mature audience. Guru FX and the artwork here really are not holding back with the gore and just the horrific look of these xenomorphs, and it is pretty pleasing, and the artwork is just amazing. This is our standard cover that was released today, and we were able to pick up just a one variant cover. No incentives, because I know for issue 1 I picked up a whole bunch of variants, and I even think I picked up maybe 1 or 2 incentives, but not for issue 4. Alien number 4 from Marvel Comics. From Image Comics, this week we got Time Before Time, issue number 2. Leaving off from issue number 1, main character Tatsuo, in a botched attempt to escape his life in the Syndicate, finds himself displaced from his time period, and really is forced to kind of survive, but not only that, but also form an alliance with an unlikely FBI agent named Nadia. Time Before Time takes place in a distant future where the Earth is no longer habitable. So organizations like the Syndicate offer a very unique service of smuggling people to different time periods where the Earth was a more habitable place to live out their days. I'm really enjoying Time Before Time's approach to time travel, as it is treated more as a commodity or even as a currency, as the Syndicate is pretty much a very large crime organization. Any other crime organization would have opposition. And instead of fighting for physical turf or land or area or control of cities, they are in control and they vie for time periods. So the Syndicate only has control over a certain amount of time period that they can conduct their business in this case, smuggling. Other organizations similar to the Syndicates have control over other long spans of time period that they can conduct their business in. Tatsuo finds himself in violation of this understanding and is really just trying to make it out of the situation with his life. Anyone who really enjoys time travel, which now I feel this is really pulling on, probably the only movie that I can really relate to this was Looper. Really this crime drama that is really wrapped around this concept of time travel, but really a unique approach to it, and I really am enjoying this. But this is still a hard recommendation for anyone who just loves a crime drama, and even that concept of time travel. I really am appreciating the artwork here for just not being overly done, not being overly complicated in such a complex story, in such a complex narrative. Time travel is a major element here, and it happens often throughout the story. But the artwork does a really good job of really allowing you to know where you are and what's going on with these characters and which characters you are following within a single issue. Time Before Time, issue number 2. This is still a very hard recommendation. And we did pick up one variant cover. Time Before Time, issue 2. That's all we have for this week in comics. Hopefully you guys enjoying this issue as much as I am. Let me know in the comments what you guys are reading, or if I might have missed something really good that came out this week. Don't forget to visit our website and check out what else we're doing on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching. See y'all next time.